top 10 addictive, underrated isekai anime. Tired of the same isekai recommendations? Today we're diving into 10 criminally underrated isekai anime that'll have you binge watching until 3 a.m. Trust me, these hidden gems deserve way more love than they're getting. Kicking off with number 10, reincarnated as the daughter of the legendary hero and the Queen of Spirits. Okay, so the title's longer than a light novel volume, but hear me out. This one's about a girl reincarnated as, wait for it, the daughter of both a legendary hero and a spirit queen. Talk about winning the genetic lottery. The story follows her navigating royal politics while trying not to accidentally destroy the kingdom with her overpowered magic. What makes this addictive is how it balances slice-of-life moments with legitimate stakes. One episode, she's learning tea ceremony. The next, she's stopping a demon invasion before dinner. The animation's solid, the side characters actually have personalities, and the protagonist isn't dense as a brick wall. Refreshing, right? Plus, the magic system is actually creative instead of just, I thought about it really hard and won. It's not going to replace Mushoku Tensei in your top 10, but it's the perfect comfort watch when you want something wholesome with actual plot. The pacing never drags, and honestly, that's rare for this genre. Sliding to number 9. Harem in the Labyrinth of Another World. Before you judge the title, yes, it's exactly what you think, but somehow way better executed than it has any right to be. Our protagonist gets isekai'd with a character creation screen and immediately min-maxes himself into a dungeon-crawling god. Smart man. The show focuses on him building his party, okay fine, his harem, while conquering increasingly dangerous labyrinths. Here's the thing though, the dungeon mechanics are genuinely interesting. There's actual strategy, resource management, and consequences for being reckless. It's like if someone made a proper RPG anime but threw in romance that doesn't make you cringe. The animation quality fluctuates harder than Bitcoin, I'll be real, but the character dynamics carry it. Each girl he recruits has actual backstory and skills that matter in combat. Revolutionary concept, I know. And the MC isn't a blushing virgin who passes out from handholding. He's just a dude trying to survive and maybe enjoy his new life. The show doesn't pretend to be high art, but it knows exactly what it is and commits fully. Landing on number 8, the magical revolution of the reincarnated princess. Finally, an isekai protagonist who uses their past life knowledge for something other than introducing mayonnaise. Princess Enisphia got reincarnated, remembered her past life, and decided magic was boring, so she'd invent magicology instead. She's out here building magical motorcycles and flying brooms like some Renaissance festival engineer on steroids. Then there's Euphilia, a noble girl who gets her engagement broken and ends up as Anis's assistant. Their dynamic is it's absolutely perfect. The show plays with typical isekai and yuri tropes while telling a legitimately compelling story about innovation versus tradition. Watching Anis blow stuff up in the name of science while nobles clutch their pearls never gets old. The animation is gorgeous, the plot moves fast, and it tackles themes about societal change without being preachy. Plus, the MC is chaotic neutral energy personified, which is incredibly refreshing when most isekai protagonists have the personality of wet cardboard. This one's seriously slept on. Looking at number 7, Farming Life in Another World. This is peak cozy isekai, and I will die on this hill. Guy gets isekai'd after dying from overwork, relatable, and asks the god for one thing, a peaceful farming life. He gets dropped in a forest with an all-purpose farming tool and proceeds to build the chillest village you've ever seen. No demon lords to fight, no world to save, just a man, his crops, and an ever-growing collection of monster girls who wander by and decide to stay. It's Stardew Valley. The anime, except everyone's stupidly loyal to the MC because he's actually a decent person. Revolutionary, I know. What hooks you is watching the village grow from literally nothing into a thriving community. New residents arrive, each bringing skills and personality, and suddenly you're invested in whether the harvest festival goes well. The power scaling is hilarious too. MC's technically OP, but uses it for farming and protecting his people, not conquering kingdoms. It's wholesome without being boring, laid back without being slow. Perfect for when you need a break from the fate of the world isekai. But trust me, number 3? It'll mess with your head in the best way possible. Coming in at number 6, saving 80,000 gold in another world for my retirement. The title tells you everything and nothing simultaneously. Mitsuha, an 18-year-old girl, gains the ability to travel between modern Japan and a fantasy world. Her goal? Exploit capitalism across dimensions to retire early. Icon behavior, honestly. She starts importing modern goods to sell in the fantasy world and vice versa, building wealth while accidentally getting wrapped up in noble politics and military conflicts. What makes this addictive is Mitsuha's personality. She's sarcastic, strategic, and has zero interest in being anyone's hero. She just wants financial security, and honestly, mood. The show cleverly explores what would actually happen if you started dimensional arbitrage. There's economics, there's action, and there's Mitsuha casually pulling out modern weapons when medieval knights get too confident. The supporting cast is great too, from the mercenary group she befriends to the noble family that adopts her as basically their chaos daughter. It's not deep, but it's fun, fast-paced, and the protagonist's goals are so refreshingly mundane. She's not here to save the world, she's here to secure that bag. Checking out number 5, Sweet Reincarnation. A genius pastry chef dies and reincarnates as a poor noble's son in a medieval fantasy world. His solution? Revolutionize the local economy through the power of deserts. I'm not joking. This man brings sugar, chocolate, and proper baking techniques to a world that's been eating stale bread like peasants. Watching him explain caramelization to confused medieval people is weirdly satisfying. But here's the twist. There are also massive monsters threatening the territory, so he's balancing pastry innovation with learning combat magic. It's the most bizarre combination that somehow works perfectly. One minute he's perfecting a souffle recipe, the next he's fighting off a dragon with offensive magic. The show doesn't take itself too seriously, which is its biggest strength. The animation's decent, the food looks absolutely mouth-watering, and the MC's dual obsession with sweets and protecting his people makes him endearing. Plus, there's actual plot progression. The territory develops, new challenges arise, and you genuinely care about the outcome. It's Food Wars meets fantasy isekai, and yes, that's exactly as entertaining as it sounds. Rolling into number 4, Butaraba, the story of a man turned into a pig. Guy gets isekai'd as a pig, not a demon pig, not a magical pig, just a regular pig. Peak comedy already. Then he gets saved by a young adventurer girl named Jess, and the show becomes about him trying to help her succeed while being, a pig. The dynamic is hilarious because he's still got his human mind and personality, just zero ability to communicate properly. He's doing pig charades trying to warn her about danger while she's patting his head like good boy. What elevates this beyond the joke premise is that it's genuinely wholesome and actually has stakes. Jess is struggling as a newbie adventurer, facing real danger and discrimination, and Pig Bro is out here throwing his pork body on the line to protect her. The humor's consistent, but the show also delivers emotional moments that hit surprisingly hard. There's mystery too. Why'd he become a pig? Can he turn back? The animation's serviceable, and honestly, the concept carries it. It's ridiculous, heartfelt, and weirdly compelling. You start for the meme, you stay because you're emotionally invested in a pig's journey. At number 3, I'm doing my best to pet fluffy things in another world. The protagonist's only goal after getting isekai'd? Pet every fluffy creature in existence. That's it. That's the plot, and it's magnificent. He's got a skill that lets him befriend monsters, so he's out here making contracts with the fluffiest, most adorable creatures, while everyone else is confused why the legendary beasts keep following him around. The show's basically Pokemon, but everyone's cute and the MC just wants to snuggle. What makes it addictive is how unapologetically wholesome it is. There's no edgy twist, no secret dark side, just a guy living his best life in a world full of magical animals. But the world building's actually solid, and there are stakes when his fluffy friends get threatened. Watching this man go from hee soft fur to touch my Fenrir and perish is character development at its finest. The creature designs are adorable, the animation's clean, and it's paced perfectly for binging. It's serotonin in anime form, and sometimes that's exactly what you need after a rough day. Nearly at the top with number 2, Isekai Onsen Paradise. Guy gets isekai'd and discovers he can create hot springs anywhere. His reaction? Guess I'm in the hot spring business now. He proceeds to build an onsen resort empire in a fantasy world, and it's way more entertaining than it sounds. People come from across the land to experience proper Japanese bathing culture, and our MC's just vibing, making money, and accidentally solving everyone's problems because relaxed people make better decisions. Revolutionary concept. The show's half entrepreneurial journey, half slice of life with various fantasy races showing up to enjoy the springs. There's elves, dwarves, beast folk, demons. Everyone just wants to relax. What hooks you is watching the resort grow and the MC's reputation spread. He's not fighting demon lords, he's fighting poor infrastructure and regional economic depression. Plus, the show actually explains the appeal and benefits of onsen culture, so you're learning while being entertained. It's cozy, funny, and surprisingly thoughtful about what making a difference actually means. Not every hero needs a sword. Sometimes you just need hot water and good service. And finally, claiming #1, Loner Life in Another World. The MC literally chose the loner skill in character creation because he wanted to be left alone. Respect the honesty. He gets isekai'd with his entire class, everyone picks their skills, and he's stuck with the leftovers, which turn out to be hilariously OP when combined. He proceeds to go full solo, living in the wilderness, crafting gear, and accidentally becoming the strongest person around while trying to avoid human interaction. It's every introvert's fantasy. But here's where it gets good. Despite wanting to be alone, he keeps getting dragged into helping people because underneath the sarcasm, he's not actually heartless. His classmates keep showing up asking for help, monsters keep attacking, and he's just trying to enjoy his hermit lifestyle. The comedy comes from him complaining while being incredibly competent at everything. The action's solid, the power system's creative, and watching him troll people while saving them never stops being funny. The pacing's excellent, the side characters are memorable, and the MC's personality carries the entire show. It perfectly captures that I hate people, but I die for my friends' energy. This one deserves way more attention than it gets. And there you have it, 10 underrated isekai that deserve a spot on your watch list. From pig protagonists to farming empires to dimensional capitalism, these shows prove the genre's got way more variety than people give it credit for. Which one are you watching first? Drop your picks in the comments, smash that like button, and subscribe for more anime deep dives.